Hello. So it's been a while, I know. Let's just go ahead and address this guy. So we put up a couple European mounts. One is actually right here, you can barely see it, and then this guy. So I'm gonna have to kind of move things around, but for now I wanted to get this filmed and out because I'm so ready to get back in the saddle. But yeah, I explained to you guys where I've been, why I haven't been filming, and we just do a little get ready with me. So I hope you guys enjoy. It's personal, and I know I don't do a whole lot of that, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys stick around because I am going to focus on this again. It had really just been put on the back burner for me, so I'm happy to really start digging back in, and I miss you guys. So I'm gonna hush because this is probably gonna be a bit of a longer video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe, and let's go ahead and hop in. Okay, so I'm not going to talk much about the products. I'll still show you what I'm using, but we are just going to chat. Lots of personal stuff, of course, I'm sure. I mean, it's been a while, so we're gonna chat, and I am going to start out with putting on some L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. So that way you know what I'm smearing over my face. Okay, so let's zoom back and over, well, pretty much spring of last year. Myself, my dad, and my son and I got sick. So it wasn't COVID, it wasn't flu, it wasn't strep, you know, blah, 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 blah. They didn't know what it was, but we were down for a few weeks. So, my dad has COPD, and at the time he was still smoking. So he couldn't breathe well, you know, this, that, the other. It got pretty bad to the point my dad actually quit smoking, which is huge because my dad has smoked for years. I mean, years. And he quit smoking. Luckily, we, you know, got better. And then about, I want to say about a week, maybe a little bit more later, he was mowing the grass, you know, which we all do here. And he ended up, like, I don't know if this is common practice everywhere or it's a southern thing, I don't know. But I'm going to build this up a little bit. My dad puts a bungee cord on the bottom of the deck of the lawnmower, and he lifts it so that way when the grass is blowing out of it, it throws it further. So instead of having like lines, it's just dispersed. Weird thing, I know. But yeah, so it's kind of, I mean, he's done that forever, you know. So he was going underneath a tree, and the tree caught the bungee cord. Apparently this happens kind of regularly, so he kept going. He didn't stop, he kept going. So more tension, more tension. Eventually this bungee cord snapped. And this isn't one of those bungee cords that's like wrapped. This is a more expensive, almost, I don't think it's leather. It's probably, I legitimately can't even think of the word, but it's a expensive bungee cord. It has two metal, thick metal rings on it. Well, it flies off and hits him in the arm. I don't know if I'm gonna put any pictures because these pictures, you guys, they are wow. So we ended up having to call the ambulance. Surprisingly, it wasn't bleeding much, because my dad, he takes a baby aspirin every day, and he typically bleeds. If he gets a small cut, it's like he's bleeding. It wasn't bleeding much. By the time I seen it, he had his arm wrapped in a towel. So, I'm freaking out, of course, and it wasn't too much blood, so I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. The ambulance gets there. They take this, the towel off, and it's bad. I mean, this cut is so deep, you could see the ligaments from his fingers. That's how bad this laceration was. So, our local hospital is probably, it's about 15-20 minutes from us. And it's a decent hospital, but we're still in a rural area, so the ambulance had to actually take him to Lexington, which is our nearest big city, because our hospital wasn't even equipped for something, you know, that type. So we get to Lexington Hospital. I'm putting on L'Oreal Age Perfect. We get to Lexington Hospital. Luckily, they did scans, they did this, they did that, and thank goodness the ligaments were intact. So they got some sort of glitter on my face, and I have no idea where it came from. But anyway, so they do internal stitches or sutures and external, and they clean it, you know, this, that. It was a whole ordeal, but it was good with just them doing that, where his ligaments were okay. So thank goodness. Well, I know quite a bit about different healthcare things, and I had seen it. I had seen the blood. Within a couple of days, he had a hematoma. So we went to a different hospital, closer hospital, but not ours in our town, because I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. It's more of a Band-Aid station at best. So we went to a different one. Well, then they sent us back to UK. He did have a hematoma. I mean, it was big. It was, at this point, it was, I mean, probably the size of a golf ball. And luckily, they told us, you know, we could drain it. They could drain it. Or we could kind of wait it out. So we waited it out. It's like everything, nothing went smoothly. It was this and this. The stitches started coming out. They were breaking. It was just one thing after another. So luckily, everything turned out. It just took some time. It took a bit of time. So he heals up from that. And let me just go ahead and reiterate this. Like, let me be very clear. We lost my mom 14 years ago. My dad is my best friend. My dad, it is uncanny. Like, I'm gonna get, let me take a deep breath here. That sucked, you know, to start crying with just putting your makeup on. But my dad has loved me unconditionally through things, through everything, through failed marriage, through addiction, through everything. My dad has stuck by my side, and I love him unconditionally as well. And my son and my dad have this amazing bond that you can't even put into words. So my dad is one of my top priorities. So we are in summer now, and he's just getting completely healed from this crazy wound. He starts complaining of pain, kind of in his groin area, and my dad does not do pain well. He has a very low pain tolerance. So at first I'm thinking, okay, he's pulled a muscle. We go on vacation, and he pretty well can't do anything at that point. It is pretty severe for him. And so I'm like, okay, what is going on? He can't lift anything. And by the time we were on our way back, he was in severe pain. So I was like, okay, you know, time to go get this checked out. Something's going on. We were kind of thinking hernia, but you couldn't really see it. And typically with a hernia, you can see it. Okay, so we go to the doctor. They make him cough, and it pops out. You can see the hernia. So he just got over this whole wound, and now he has a hernia, and he is in, I mean, extreme pain. Showering was a task for him. He just really couldn't do anything. So we go to a general surgeon. The surgeon says, you have to do this, you have to do that. So pretty well at his age, and our hospital is a rural hospital, you have to jump through hoops. So we had to see a cardiologist and this and that. And my dad had seen a cardiologist a few years back, but was cleared. He doesn't see a cardiologist regularly, like no issues there. Well, then they were saying that they have to give you like a risk assessment. And of course you want low risk when you're having a surgery, because they're putting you under this, that, the other. Well, they said he was moderate risk, and that's not good. I mean, that's not good at all. So I was worried about that. I mean, Dad, are you sure you want to have this surgery? They're saying it's going to be risky. So are you sure you want to do that? My dad was like, well, I can't do anything with this pain. So I think the surgery's worth the risk. Okay. So we do the surgery. Surgery goes well. Thank goodness. No complications. It was smooth sailing. Okay. So I guess where he had so much going on the past little bit, I'm using the Pacifica Sun Dreams Bronze for bronzer, and then I use the Makeup by Mario Earthy Pink Blush. His body was taking a lot more time to heal. So at first, you know, they showed us everything, and we didn't have to do anything at first. You don't remove the tape, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, he was bleeding through it. So he was having trouble. It went on for probably 3 weeks, and he was still bleeding. Our biggest thing was we didn't want it to become infected. Well, what's the main thing that goes right along with infection? Blood. You have blood, you have old blood, you're at high risk for infection. So I had seen it, I seen color, back to the doctor again for like the 4th time, and it was infected. Oh my gosh, literally it was one thing after another. So it was infected. We, he went on antibiotics, and luckily things cleared up. It just took a lot of time. Okay, so things were getting better, good on that part. And then, let's see, by fall, winter, he was good. And then my youngin'. So my son is 16. He is autistic. He's a joy. That he truly is. So fall, he got COVID. He did perfect through COVID, no big deal. Well, it was like every 2 weeks he was getting sick. So he got COVID, he had flu B, flu A, pneumonia, something viral, strep, something else viral, pharyngitis. I mean, literally every 2 weeks. And that's not typical for my youngin'. He also has asthma, so every time he's sick, his asthma flares up. And it's just been really, really rough. He also has something else going on now, and he has to have a colonoscopy, which is scary. I know they're pretty routine, but I mean, he's a child. It's just scary no matter what. And that we just found out like last week. And then on top of that, I have to have a colonoscopy and an EGD. I believe that's what it's called. You know, it's going in both ends. So my throat and my butt. I have been having issues for quite some time. And we've done every test literally except for a colonoscopy and an EGD. So I kept putting it off and putting it off, and finally I can't put it off anymore. So we're also doing that. So I have to have that, and then my youngin' decided he wanted to wait until around spring break because he's been so sick and he has missed so much school that he wanted to wait until spring break so he wouldn't have to miss any more school. And I thought that was a great idea. The doctor said we could wait, another couple months. So I thought that was awesome on his part because that was a very responsible, mature choice. And he asked me about it, and I was like, okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna I already had, follow focus, that would be great. I already had lashes on, so I'm going to throw on some brow gel. And also, which this is funny, it's not really what we've been talking about, but my son has been asking a lot of questions about adult things and sex. So, and my son is 6'2", 6'3", big boy, and it's still like these questions, I wasn't prepared. So it's like you're looking at an adult, but he's still a child, and especially where he's autistic. So I have been trying to explain things out, and I always have told him and wanted him to know that we're open about these things. Any questions he has, he can come to me and we'll talk about it. And I'm making sure to use the correct terms and different things. So yeah, we have that as well. But I'm happy about it. I'm happy that he's curious about it. So yeah, we've been having that, but some things are just really funny. We were eating supper the other day and talking about normal things, and all of a sudden it was sex and what's this and what's that, and it was comical. But I make sure, because I don't want him to feel like any question is dumb or that he should know it, so I make sure not to laugh about anything that he says because I want him to be comfortable asking, so yeah, that was a lot. Let me throw on a lip. It was just a L'Oreal kind of day. Like, promise this is not sponsored. And of course it wouldn't be with me talking about the things I'm talking about. But yeah, let me throw some lip gloss on. Much better. But yeah, things I'm going to scoot out since we don't need to be in. I think I did everything. But yeah, I am hoping things are finally starting to even out and slow down. And I'm really excited to get back to filming and trying new products. For a while there, I wasn't even wearing makeup. Literally, I would just put lashes on and that was about it. So I'm excited to get back in, and I've missed you guys and my regulars, and it's just been a tough time. It's been a tough few months. So yeah, like I said, hopefully we're evening back out, but I liked this really personal kind of get ready with me, because a lot of times I really focus on the products, and I think this way you guys are going to get to know me and my family better. So I think that's a good thing. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are still into makeup like I am, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.